Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this video at 1:34 on the afternoon of Sunday, 24th of March, 2024, Eastern Time. What I would do is it's about a preview of an upcoming Oilers away game against the Sens to take place at the Canadian Tire Centre. Important to keep in mind that because the two teams are in opposite NHL conferences, the Oilers in the Western Conference, the Sens in the Eastern Conference, the two teams will be facing each other. Will face each other once already. I'm not sure when that was, but sometime earlier in the season. Indeed, after that upcoming game to be broadcast in terms of English language Canadian TV networks on TSN Channel 5 and Sportsnet West. The Sens will be playing three more Western Conference teams the rest of the season. So this month, indeed later this week, hosting the Blackhawks on Thursday Eastern Time and going away against Winnipeg Jets on Saturday Eastern Time. And then in April, against the Minnesota Wild, with the remaining games before their season likely will end, against Eastern Conference teams, with three such games at home against the Panthers next week on Thursday Eastern Time, and Saturday Eastern Time against the Devils. And then on the 13th of April, hosting the Habs. The others will be in the contiguous United States. So this is the second of two meetings between the Oilers and Sens. So just to preview, the Sens are coming off a big win over at the Prudential Center, 5-2 over the Devils. The Oilers are coming off a loss at Scotiabank Arena, 6-3 to the Leafs. Stuart Skinner was allowed at least two ugly goals I could count. It was not a very good match for the Oilers. It was just the defense just threw it under the bus. So in terms of preview, though the Oilers have to be aware, these Sens are coming off a big win. Yes, I understand it's against a struggling New Jersey Devils team, but the Oilers have had issues of their own through defense throughout much of the month. I mean, indeed, during the week of the 3rd of March Eastern Time, the Oilers, unless there was a 6-1 win over the Pens, struggled to at least to score more than 2 goals. Indeed, not during the rest of that particular week did the Oilers score more than this many goals. And that particular week, the Oilers kind of ended up that week of 2-1, 0-1, win regulation loss, OT loss, shootout loss record, 2-1, 0-1. So the Oilers earned 5 out of a possible 8 points, 62.5 points percentage, but still overall kind of even. They won 2 and lost 2, and yeah, losing to the Buffalo Sabres at KeyBank Arena, I believe formerly HSBC Arena, in a shootout. So that was, an away game against the Sabres. So yeah, I'm going to just pull that up briefly there. All right, so what did that happen there? So the Oilers had a 2-0 lead. And with Foegele having scored what would be a crucial goal, but still not the game winner. 14-19 into the first period. Didn't seem to be a problem. And then, from the Sabres, kind of went to town. So, the goal by Tage Thompson, 15:35 into the first period. And Jacob Bryson, 11:39 into the third. Tied things up, and they went to a shootout, and it was kind of a back and forth. So Sabres outscored the Oilers 2-1 within a shootout. Tage Thompson and Alex Tuch having scored Leon Draisaitl having countered for the Oilers, and only having countered during the second round. If it had been for that, Alex Tuch could have won that goal. Alex Tuch could have won the game just by having scored. The Oilers wouldn't have been given an opportunity. Draisaitl came up huge in the shootout to at least extending it to another round to give the Oilers a chance to counter in that. So, yeah. And that's even though the Oilers dominated the face-off circle. Almost 4 out of every 5 face-offs they ended up winning. And outshooting the Sabres 32-27. So that's regulation, mind you. There are no face-offs in overtime, regulation, overtime. That's... and yeah, it was kind of a tie in these in terms of wins and losses. The Oilers earned 3 out of possible 4 points. And the Oilers would, beat the Sabres 8-3 later in the month. But still, there have been issues. There were issues that particular week. And the Oilers, lost for the first time in regulation since the week of the 3rd of March. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games without a regulation loss. So, 4 wins, 1 overtime loss, and 1 shootout loss. So that meant 4-0-1-1. So that's 10 points out of a possible 12. Pretty impressive. But yeah, 6-3 was a huge letdown. Yes, the Oilers almost pulled off. Came closer to, again, don't want to underestimate the Oilers. Yeah, the Leafs came back from 5-0 deficit in December against the Blue Jackets to lose that game 6-5 in OT. The Oilers didn't quite pull off that type of a comeback, but still pretty impressive. They did have some fight. Maybe that'll help them against the Sens. So yeah. And the Sens have not been particularly good this season. Well, preseason play went 6-2-0-0. But again, this month has been one of multiple losses. So how many wins did the Sens have again? Okay, they won 3 straight. They won 3 during the week of the 10th of March, Eastern Time. And then ended up quickly losing 3. No wins in regulation, but if I were a Sens fans, I'd take any win I could get at this point. There's no doubt whatsoever that the Sens are... they're just... wow. Just playing out the string at this point. So Sens got to be aware this Oilers squad is going to be determined to try to win, at least to go as far up in the Pacific Division as possible. For the Sens, again, just playing out the string. It's really about seeing how the game goes. And in an earlier video, so a short one, I mentioned the lack of success that the Sens had against Western Conference teams when on the road. This one, the Oilers coming into Ottawa will be a home game for the Sens, so that will mean there's no doubt whatsoever that may help the Sens, but who knows? Let's see what happens after that. It'll be 3 games later on the week: Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday Eastern Time, all evening ones, all broadcast starting at 7 Eastern Time. So away against Sabres, at home against the Blackhawks, and away against the Jets. So the Wednesday Eastern Time game will be on all sports and regional channels. The one against the Blackhawks on TSN 5 as part of the Sens and TSN series. And then the upcoming weekend game, Hockey Night in Canada on City TV and Sportsnet West. So for the others, it'll be a little bit different. Be kind of a different one. So we have... So after the Oilers play the Sens, it'll be flying over to Canada Life Center to play the Jets on Tuesday Eastern Time, and that game will be on broadcast in terms of Canadian English language TV networks on Sportsnet West and TSN 3. And then 2 home games to end off March: hosting the Kings on Thursday Eastern Time, Sportsnet 360, or no, 9 Eastern time to be Sportsnet 360, and 4 Eastern time, the Ducks on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet West. So the two home games of the Oilers will be national broadcasts on Sportsnet. The one on the Tuesday will be blacked out in some regions unless, other than with a blackout busting TV subscription such as NHL Center Ice. I'm not saying this to promote NHL Center Ice, just only the way I've chosen to try to get around what otherwise would be TV blackouts that would require me to have to miss watching those games. So currently watching the Jets Caps games on mute as of the time of recording this. The 5-minute mark of the second period of that game over Capital One Arena is approaching, and I'm going to go back to that as soon as possible. So I do encourage anyone who does like this video to please click that like button. It's easy to do. Shows other YouTubers that the video is worth watching. Anyone who chooses to subscribe to this channel is free to do so. That subscribe button on YouTube means means more ways of having content of mine show up in the YouTube feed. And that's if you want it. It's totally optional. Liking, subscribing is optional, but I do encourage viewers to do so. I also encourage anyone who wants to receive more frequent notifications of videos, whether short or long ones, to click that notification bell to receive more timely notifications from YouTube of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos multiple times a week during the NHL NBA and NHL regular seasons. Basically from mid-October to mid-April. Outside of those times, it really depends on how many Canadian NHL and NBA teams are in the postseason. I don't know, I'm also a huge basketball fan, so let's see what happens with in terms of the various Canadian basketball teams, men's and women's. At least there are two of them, the 5-on-5 basketball ones having each qualified for the Paris Olympic Games. And there's also soccer. Let's see how many soccer games I can get on TSN, Sportsnet, or otherwise, available through any TV subscription I would have. And that I don't need to, I don't need a special subscription such as to Apple TV. So some of the games are Apple TV. Let's see. But anyway, I'm going to end off this video. We'll say, go Leafs go Raptors go Toronto FC go, and with respect to other Canadian national teams for which I cheer, go Canada go.